Let's call this meeting to order. Thank you, and if you will and are able, please stand. Okay. Anyway, looks like we're going to have a beautiful week this week. The weather's going to be nice all week long, so get out and enjoy it, okay? And at this time, I'll ask our Mayor Pro-Tem, Buddy Fowler, if he'll lead us in a word of prayer.
Let's bow our heads. Our Father, we come to you tonight because we know through you all things are possible. We ask you to continue to bless this country, Father. Be with this country as we move forward. Be with all those who are suffering from tyrants trying to attack democracy, Father. Be with all the families of those that are in harm's way. Father, we ask you to be with our soldiers that are overseas, those that are at home as well. Father, we pray for the sick and the helpless also. Father, we ask you to reach out your healing hand, heal those that need healing, mend those that need mending, and comfort those that need comfort. Father, we ask all these things in your most precious name. Amen.
Amen. And one thing I'd like for all of you to keep Lene, Buddy's wife, in your prayers too. She's having a hard time right now. And Buddy too, right? Okay, but anyway, keep her in your prayers. Okay, ask Councilman Don Helms.
Say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And you may be seated. Okay. Is Hunter Ball here by any chance? If he is, will you walk forward? Yeah, put your jacket on first so they know where you're from.
Has he got his family with him?
Your family? Mm-hmm.
Is his family with him?
Yes.
Artie,
Bring him up here with you.
bring him on up here with you. Well, I don't know that all of you know the whole family, but I'm sure that majority of you know Hunter, have run into him at some time or another in Lowe's. He's been there since 2019, and he has done a fantastic job. Now, if you've noticed, all these houses going up made him work a little harder, right?
Yes, sir.
And so anyway, but it made us look real good also. I mean, Hunter's not the only one good. He's doing all the work, but we're going to look good also with it too. But anyway, Hunter's worked for Lowe's Improvement for 16 years, and he came to Surf City and Lowe's in March of 2019. Since then, he has focused on the community with things like Heroes Projects. I think most of you are familiar with that. He works with our local schools on projects, partnering and supporting our local fire, police, and EMS. I think if you ask any of our town employees, if they need something, if they go ask Lowe's, they're going to try their best and usually do it to get what they need. I know they've done a lot of stuff to help out with different projects in the town, and like I say, with the school as well. So an excellent community company. He works with our, like I say, local schools on projects, partnering, supporting our local fire, police, and EMS. Hunter has worked with Lowe's local pro customers to ensure their business runs more efficiently. And we've probably got some contractors in here that deals with him all the time. And I know that they enjoy dealing with him, and he looks after them. Lowe's strives to deliver excellent service to their customers every time they walk through the doors. The development of Surf City has helped to support the success of the store and the team. Out of almost 2,000 Lowe's home improvement stores in North America, Hunter Ball won Store Manager of the Year for 2021. we have got a certificate for you. Now, this one doesn't come with quite as big a check as the one did that you got from Lowe's. I mean, check is on the back. I appreciate it. Thank you, folks. And I know he has good support at home. Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Like I say, anytime you get a chance to trade with Hunter at Lowe's, please do, because he does an awful lot for our community. And, you know, that's one thing our community is fortunate about, is having companies in our community that do work with us. And just about all of the businesses in Surf City help the town out. Anytime we're in need and call on them, then they do something for the town. So just remember that. I mean, instead of, well, I'll say it, instead of going to Wilmington or Jacksonville and spending your money, spend your money here. We appreciate it, because when you spend it here, it stays at home. Right, Hunter?
I agree. I will tell you, it's unique. I've lived in 4 states and a bunch of different areas of those 4 states with this company, and I've never been any happier than Surf City. So y'all done such a phenomenal job with the area, and the place is beautiful, the people are beautiful, you know, so just absolutely excited to be here.
Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate it. And congratulations again. Okay, is any Griffiths, is that the way you say it? Is it? Yes, come right up front.
I'm not a Griffiths, I'm the other half of the.
Oh, you're the other half. Okay. All right, what is your name now?
Gail.
Gail. Okay, Gail, well, come on up front, and we'll let you accept this. And what it is, you know, we have a beautification award every month for the home. And so she has won it this month. And have you got something you want to say to us?
No, thank you.
No. Well, we like to give people.
My daughter has worked her butt off.
Right, okay.
Not me, but her.
Your daughter. So you accepting this for your daughter, huh? Okay. Well, congratulations, and you got a beautiful place.
Well, thank you.
You're happy. All right, Surfside Sportswear. We got somebody? Yes, we have.
Good.
Sorry, Mom couldn't be here.
That's all right. We recognize her, and her mom and her mom and her sister and all own Surfside Sportswear, and they work there. But she also works with the town, and so if you go in the gym, you're going to see her. So she does a good job with that as well. But anyway, this is a presentation to you, and it's from the beautification, and we appreciate what you do. And she does have some beautiful clothes in there, and I'll tell you a little story about that. It started off with my sister, and then I did the same thing with my daughter. When any time that they wanted to get a bathing suit, we would send them to Miss Peggy, and we knew that Miss Peggy would make sure they would buy a bathing suit that I would approve of. They might not have got the skimpiest bathing suit, but at least they got a bathing suit. Thank you, ma'am.
This is our 47th year in Surf City, and I asked Mom this year, I said, don't you want to sell? She's turned 81 today.
Oh.
And
81.
I almost talked her into it, and then about a month later she says, nope, I'm still good, I'm working. So anyways, you come on over to Surfside and work some clothes or anything else, and she'll be there to help you get fixed up.
They've done a good job, sure have. Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. At this time, we ask all in attendance to set their cell phones to silent or vibrate. And I check mine, that's the way mine is. Council offers the public an opportunity to speak during a meeting. Comments should be limited to 3 minutes each and must be directly issue-oriented to an agenda items for this meeting or an issue upon which the council can control. Citizen speakers will be acknowledged in the order in which they sign up to speak and will address all comments to the board as a whole, not one individual. Speakers will Speakers will speak from the speaker's podium at the front of the room and will begin their remarks by stating their name and address. Discussion between speakers and members of the audience will not be allowed. Groups of individuals speaking on the same topic must pick a speaker to speak for them instead of everyone on that topic speaking. Speakers are expected to be civil in their language and presentation. Any comments where the primary purpose is for promoting business or candidacy shall not be allowed. In accordance with the council's adopted rules of procedure, council members will reserve responses, if any, for the council forum on the agenda. Okay, have you got the list of names?
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Oh, we're not there.
Yep.
Adoption, we're going to adopt the agenda first. Sorry about that.
Do I need to
Yeah.
add?
If
I
you
wanna
adding
add-
something, yeah.
I want to add that we discuss replacing the missing council person that we've been missing. We need to replace it.
Okay, do I have a second on that?
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay. All right, that will be added to the agenda.
Need a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Yeah, okay. Now, do we,
Motion, we approve it
as amended?
as
Second.
amended.
Second, all in favor? Okay, approval of consent agenda.
I make a motion.
I like
we
to,
Wait a
approve.
minute.
You wanna
I do,
add
Teresa's
something?
got
I do, I
something.
need to add something. I'd like to make a motion to pull the Terraces Phase 2 final plat approval from the consent agenda with a separate motion to add it to the consent agenda with a statement of the Terraces Phase 2 to condition the approval for lots 27 through 29 to be conditioned to not receive a certificate of occupancy until the cul-de-sac construction has been signed off by staff.
Could I ask her to repeat that one more time, please?
I'll pass it down.
And for clarification, is that to keep it on this consent agenda with that amendment?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I make a motion, we approve it
Okay,
Second.
As amended?
as amended.
as amended. Okey-doke. All right. Approval of minutes, February the 1st and the 18th.
That's on the consent agenda.
Oh, that's on the
That was just a
consent
pass.
agenda, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what we need is a motion. Well, it's already been revised, right?
Right. That, and approved, so we're at public comments.
Okay, all right.
Okay, first we have Miss Kathleen Sumner, 204B North Boca Bay Lane.
I told her we were gonna postpone that.
I live at 204B North Boca Bay Lane, and I wanted to congratulate our council for the fine job we're seeing as residents of the island with the police department. I have never seen so much visible contact with people who are either doing things wrong or doing things right. And I think this is very good for our community. We have a lot of visibility. We're doing something right with our town, so by the time we get our visitors, we shouldn't be having any issues. I think the police are under great leadership right now. Not that they were never under great leadership, but they're on very great leadership who are doing a very, very fine job. And thank you for doing that for our community.
Thank you, ma'am, appreciate it.
Mr. Michael Hill, 42 East Ridge.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to speak for a second. I represent the Surf City Beautification and Enhancement Committee. We are going to have our second street sweep. It's going to be scheduled for April 9th, which is a Saturday, and it's going to be times approximately starting about 9 and running to 11, but details will follow on that. We're not sure exactly the location, but we are going to have buses available to bus people to our locations for cleanup. I will say, very appreciative, the last one we had was in December, and it was planned very quickly, within about 2 weeks, and we ended up having 50 people, probably 50 to 60 people show up. So we were very, very excited about that. I would love to see us double that number this time so that we can cover most of Surf City this go around. So just stay tuned to the Facebook page, the town Facebook page, and website for further details. But again, try to keep that April 9th free. Also, if you know any students or Scout members that need community service, this is an excellent project for them, and we can give them at least 2.5 hours of community service as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And appreciate the work that the beautification and enhancement is making. And I think it's done a little bit of a change, and I think it's been good. Sure do. All righty. Anybody, who else now?
Mr. Rick Denault.
Rick Denault.
Good afternoon. I'm Rick Denault, 146 Now Boys Loop, and I have some concerns about paid parking for residents. I mean, I've been a resident here for over 20 years now, and I live at 146 Now Boys Loop off the island, and I thought for sure that we would qualify for 2 complimentary passes. And I was told that there's a gray area, and I just don't understand why it's almost like we're being called second-class citizens because we don't. Are the complimentary passes just for the people who live on the island, or?
No, it goes according to the tax records, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor and Mr. Denault. That the real property taxation that goes to beach nourishment comes from the land tax, essentially. So council made that decision to offer the free passes for those individuals. However, there is a reduced rate at $100 for that pass.
Right. Yeah, for some of us, that's kind of hard also.
I understand.
You know, okay. All right, thank you.
Mr. Jimmy Tate.
Good evening. I'm Jimmy Tate, and I'm going to say that again. I'm Jimmy Tate, so good evening.
Good evening.
And I'm Jimmy Tate, so thank you for allowing me to be here tonight.
What's your name?
Jimmy Tate.
Oh, Jimmy Tate.
Remember
Okay.
that. Okay. Thank you. I won't want to violate the policy. I'm at 80231 North Topsail Drive here out on the island. And I want to say thank you so much for letting me be here tonight to greet all of you all. And I want to just say thank you to this board as well. I come from the west part of the county where I grew up all my life. My parents were tobacco farmers. And when I was formerly as a public servant in Pender County, I got a chance to come to the beach and really to hear a lot of your concerns for a long time. And now living here, I see a lot of things that you all are fighting for every day, beach renourishment projects, and talk to neighbors and community members. And what a great example of government is what I see all of you all do every day. I've seen so many of you all, I feel like you all have brought me up the ranks of county government, and you certainly are a smart board. You were smart enough to hire Cal from the county. I wouldn't say rescue him, but you certainly hired him, and he's leading very well, very smart manager, innovative, and I've always had a lot of respect for him with the county. And I want to thank this police department as well. You know, I'm in a lot of meetings and so forth. Y'all might know I also serve on UNCW Board of Trustees, been in meetings the last couple of weeks, and we hear a lot just overall throughout the world about police today. And I'm just really proud to live in a community that we have a great police department. Chief Voorhees and others, it makes me an honor to say I'm coming home tonight to Surf City and see our officers. They're down on my end of the island where no one's hardly at it this time of year, and they're there. They've been so helpful to us. And that's a testament of your leadership and letting them be accessible to everyone else. And I do thank you for the Beautification Day. What we see citizens giving back here in this county that want to, this part of the county that want to make Surf City a very special place. You make me want to do more. So thank you for letting me be here tonight. And remember, I'm Jimmy Tate, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? That's it? Okay, you were last, Jimmy. Okay, public hearing. Okay, look up. All right. You gonna present it?
I will.
Okay.
This is for the annexation of approximately 40 acres at the northwest corner of Coretta Drive and Tortuga Drive in Surf City.
Okay.
It did go to planning board this past month. I'm looking for that paper now. Which I don't have there.
Carl, have you done your
Yeah.
background on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, she's just trying to
Yeah,
find it.
and I was looking for the recommended zoning. They have, the planning board has asked that it be zoned MFC, which is multifamily cluster.
Okay, and the PIN number is 423-51596130000.
I make a motion, we annex this property and zone it accordingly.
Okay. Any seconds on that?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor, raise your hand. Opposed, same sign. Okay. Motion carried. All right. Now, old business, we've got, you got
Mayor,
something else?
Mr.
Yeah.
Mayor, just to clarify, since the annexation ordinance that the board just passed is ordinance 2203. So the minutes can reflect that.
All right, thank you. All right. Anything else on that?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, next is old business, rezoning of western portion of Tiffany's Motel from C1 to MU. And do we have a motion to postpone this till next month?
I'll make a motion, we postpone.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand.
I'd like just to make a comment if I could, Ken.
Okay,
I don't mind postponing it, but this will be the second or third time we've done it. We need to go ahead and move on it back for this next time. We've postponed it. They've had plenty of time and ample time to get together. I know some of them have lawyers and they can certainly reach out by telephone and other means of communication, but we need to get them and get together, get what they need to do, and let's move on and get this thing off the table and get it passed or either tonight.
okay. All righty.
Is it justified in making this the last,
Can you make it part of your motion?
The motion's been voted on, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
motion's been voted on. It
Okay.
just when it comes up next time, you just don't approve it to be carried over again. Okay, under new business, NCLM Safety Grant, BOA. You got that?
Mr. Mayor, I'm going to call on Chief Wilson to go
Okay,
ahead and
Chief.
present that.
There we go. What you have in front of you is a request for a budget ordinance amendment.
Right.
We put in for a safety grant for the North Carolina League of Municipalities to help with some of the new equipment for our new fire trucks, and we did receive that grant for $5,000. So just a budget ordinance amendment to accept that money and to put that back in the budget.
Okay. In your budget, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Do I have a
I'll make
motion?
a motion, we approve the request.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, raise your hand. Okay. And put it into Chief's budget now. Okay. House moving permits, Carolina Homes. Here comes the chief again, not that chief, but another chief.
Good evening. I was going to talk about, we have 2 house moves coming up, but I was going to talk about the one we just completed on Saturday.
Did an excellent job with that.
Yeah, we got it out of town within an hour. I think the impacts to us was 0. We had one person that was a little upset, but besides that, I think it went really well. It was the first time we actually had a structure go over our bridge, so it went real well.
Oh, was that the first time we've had one go over
Yes, sir.
the new bridge?
Yes, sir.
How about that?
So we have 2 more coming up. It's the same house moving company, Carolina House Movers. Greg Murphy owns the company. The first one is coming from 1215 North Shore Drive, going across the bridge to 590 Belt Road. The second one is coming from North Topsail Beach at 3600 Island Drive and going to the same location on Belt Road. The only thing that concerns me with the second one coming from North Topsail Beach is that I can't control his start time or when he's actually going to get into town, because they're actually coming from North Topsail Beach on a 14-mile run. So this may have more impacts on us than the last one. The first one I can control a little bit more because it's starting inside Surf City.
Okay, now, what is the dates on these two?
We don't have dates set yet, sir.
Oh, you don't have any dates
I need
set?
an approval to go back to Mr. Afifi and Greg Murphy and let them know that it's been approved, and then we'll set a date, probably looking the end of March.
Okay, yeah, get it done before the summertime anyway.
It has to be, I told him it had to be done by April 1st.
Could we not set the time that we would let it pass through our city limits?
I can set that time, I can try to set
And
that
let
time
them
with
try to
them,
work
but
with that?
we're working with other law enforcement agencies to get the house moved, and then we pick it up at Surf City and have to move it. So there's a lot more moving parts with that than just actually moving within Surf City itself.
So Chief, I got a question. Mr. Fowler, I don't want to interrupt, I apologize. But I appreciate what you do. I don't feel comfortable approving something if he decides to come through at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's all I'm saying. So there has to be some sort of, I think I'm speaking, I'm sorry, I'll shut up now. You go ahead. I think that's what you were saying. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Your concern is the same as mine. I know that you try to work it out as best you can with them, and they need to get the set time, but if we give them a window of daylight, they need to move that house between that window of daylight.
Absolutely, sir. I understand. I'm going to try to do my best to have 0 impacts on the town and our motorists and everybody else. That's my goal, is get it through town, get it out, and have 0 impacts.
But we realize that you're dealing with another agency too. So,
But I will definitely, well, I will talk to Greg Murphy personally and make sure that we get this done with minimal impacts.
Okay.
The times may be a little bit more, we may have a little bit more traffic, but I will get it done.
right. Thank you, sir.
With that understanding, I say let's do it.
Huh? You make a motion to
motion to
approve
move
it?
A second.
Second. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, I have one more thing that's not on the agenda I'd like to speak about real quick, if I could.
Yes, sir. You got all the time you want.
All right, I'll be brief. I always feel it's important to recognize employees for their individual compliments. This year I set up a Officer of the Year award. So for 2021, our Officer of the Year is actually Officer Chris Kincaid. He was nominated. He's standing in the back right there. Chris, if you step up here. There were several officers nominated, and we voted on, or they were looked at in the following areas: report writing, community involvement, proactive policing, willingness to work off-duty hours and special assignments, training completed, above average yearly evaluations, and no sustained complaints. And I'm proud to announce that Christopher Kincaid was announced the 2021 Officer of the Year. And because of this great accomplishment, later this summer, we're going to send him to the Traffic Safety Conference in Raleigh, and he'll be able to represent the department at that conference for us. So again, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you very much.
Good work, Chris.
Subsequently to that, we had a promotion board last week, and Officer Kincaid was selected to be promoted to corporal. Friday morning at 9 o'clock, we're going to promote him to corporal, and an invitation will be going out to all of you. Hopefully you can attend.
He's popular this week, right?
He is popular this week.
Should go buy a lottery ticket.
Exactly.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. And keep
Also,
up the
Mr.
good
Tate, I'd
work.
like to thank you for your kind words, and Kathleen, thank you for your kind words. I try very hard to make Surf City a safe place. and reduce crime and reduce the fear of crime for everybody. So work hard, and I really appreciate your compliments. Thank you.
We're proud
Thanks,
of
sir.
what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
Sure are. Okay, let's see. I hit that thing and ran it the wrong way. What else we got?
Manager's report,
Well, yep.
or when are we doing the,
Mr. Mayor,
we added,
you added an item.
we added an item.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we've covered all this, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right, now we're talking about the vacancy on the town board. Do we have a motion to fill it, or what?
I make a motion, we fill it.
Okay,
I second that motion, and we'll get the discussion, I want to discuss a little bit on it.
do we need to vote on that motion?
The motion to fill it?
Yeah.
Well, technically, it would be a motion to appoint person X to it.
Okay.
And so you can have a general discussion right now, and then if there's a motion to be made and seconded, then you vote.
Okay, but we don't do it. Do we need to vote on the motion?
Well, you will vote on a motion to fill it, but there has to be a person nominated.
We're gonna fill it, we're gonna motion for the person that's gonna fill it, right?
Right. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right. Okay, is there any discussion then?
Mr. Mayor, if I may, I've been contacted by several individuals that were interested in filling the position. Looked at and evaluated our situation and trying to get someone that's going to represent the people of the community the way they want to be represented, and they'll show good faith with all the dealings they have to deal with. We have someone who has served the town and been on the town boards for 4 or 5 years, been a chairman of the boards, and I would like to see that person be elevated or be appointed to fill the vacancy we have on the council. And therefore, he would face next election cycle. And that person that I'd like to recommend to fill that position is John Koloski.
John needs to stand up so everybody can see you.
He is the chairman of our Parks and Recreation Department, board. Done a fantastic job. He served on the board before he became chairman. They do a lot of things, as you can see and have seen, from our growth in our Parks and Rec area. It is still growing and going to continue to grow. He's done a masterful job in leading the board. We've got some good board members behind him, and I think he'll do a great job here on the council.
Okay. You got something you want to say?
No, I'm good. I've worked with John in the past, just being associated with him on different boards and as being involved in the community. You know, it takes someone, you know, special to want to step up to the plate, and I know there's probably 4 or 5 others that would.
I think there's about 5 in here.
Yeah, that would probably want to step up to that position as well. I'm good.
Can I make a comment?
Yep.
I know of one other, and that's Mr. Tate sitting right there. He's my neighbor, and he's Jeremy's neighbor. And I've known Mr. Tate for many years. He was on the board of used to be it's not in existence anymore. We took it over. Board of directors for the old fire department that we took over out the station out there on 210 and done an excellent job. I've known John for years also, and we can't hold him against him, but he's from up north, but he's tried to settle back down to southern ways, and he's done an excellent job on the board at the Parks and Rec.
Okay. Jeremy?
Okay, so I like John, and I think, John, you could be a great candidate. However, I haven't had time to digest this. So I've had no discussion with any other council members about this. We've not spent time talking about it on a one-on-one basis. And I think that's an important decision. If the majority of the council wants to go that way, I will support that. But I think we've already taken 4 months at this time. I don't see taking another month to discuss those options and make sure that every person is exactly what we want and the right fit here. Once again, I hope you don't take any disrespect, Councilman Fowler, that I'm at all. I would like to have some discussion on a one-on-one with Mr. Fowler and a one-on-one with Mr. Helms and one with Mrs. Batts, if I could. I'd like to have that one-on-one discussion with them because I want to make sure when that person comes on, listen, things are going fantastic with our city council right now. It is amazing. Things are smooth. We have harmony. There's synergy. And I want to, and not that you can't bring that, John, so don't read into this. But I would hope if you were in my seat, you would, if somebody brought something up, you'd want to have that discussion. I want to have that discussion if I could. So if the council could give the time for another 30 days to discuss, I can meet and discuss, or we can meet and discuss individually that, I think it would be great for this, the city. But that's up to you all. Obviously, majority rules here. So.
Okay. Now, how do we get out of this, Councilman?
Well,
Sorry, John.
pursuant to section...
Or stay in it, or whatever we do.
Pursuant to Section 14 of our charter, the remaining, when there's a vacancy, the remaining council members can fill that vacancy. There's 2 ways you can do that. You can do it by motion, where I move that so-and-so be appointed, and it's a yes or no vote. In the event of a tie, you would be able, pursuant to Rule 6 of our Rules of Civil Procedure,
Right.
or Parliamentary Procedure, as mayor could break that tie. The other way you can fill the vacancy is through a process known as written ballot. You write down the name of your person that you'd like to see appointed. We tally that up. However, in that instance, if there's a tie, you are not allowed to break that tie because it's not a motion and a yea or nay vote. So you could, as Mr. Shugarts appears to be requesting, table this for a month, or you can make a motion that we fill the vacancy by a motion and a vote, or we fill the vacancy by written ballot. So those are your options. I would say, since there's a possibility for a tie here, the motion naming the person with a yes or no vote, and then if there's a tie, the mayor, you could break that tie. If you stalemate on the written ballot, you got to keep going until that stalemate's broken.
Right.
Well, I'd like to make a motion, we appoint John Kalaska to this position.
I'll second that. Okay. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay. John?
And Doug, I'm not opposed, so
Okay.
I'm not.
Oh, I know you're not
I'm
opposed.
not voting on it.
Right, you're just not voting.
Exactly.
Okay, all right,
I feel we should discuss it individually a little bit more.
okay. All right. But it passed anyway, right?
Yes, sir. And Mr. Kalowski, and I apologize if I'm saying that incorrectly. Kalaski? Kalaski, okay. Before you take the dais next month, you'll need to be sworn in by the clerk. Take the oath of office. And welcome.
All right.
I'd just like to really humbled by this. I can't reach it. I'm very humbled by this. It's a little of a surprise.
Okay.
But thank you very much.
You will.
I hope to serve as well as I possibly can.
Yeah, and he is standing up now. Okay, Kyle. Time for your report.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. Well, first and foremost, congratulations, Mr. Koloski. Certainly look forward to working with you in the very near future, and Carla and I will help bring you up to speed with everything going on. As we all know, paid parking season began today. With minor changes to the program, we're looking forward to another season of managed parking in town. Staff has validated all the lots, and the interactive parking map will again be available to folks visiting the beach and looking for parking. We'll be working with DOT to obtain encroachment agreements for state roadways to install directional signs, helping guide individuals to parking areas throughout town and try and help disperse some of the population from central business district per se. Federal project update. So since the last council meeting, the Corps is reporting that they have finished the cost estimate portion of the validation report and continue to work on the economics section of that report. Staff is currently gathering historic operations and maintenance costs associated with providing public access to the beach, as those costs will be used to credit the town back funds for items such as crossover maintenance, parking area maintenance, signage, etc. The validation report is due to the South Atlantic Division by the end of March, and it is anticipated that it will take approximately 60 days once it reaches the general's desk for a decision to be made. I did just get that news late this afternoon. The AMI project, which is the mass meter changeout, so approximately a quarter of those meter changeouts have been completed. That consists of replacing all water meters throughout town. Staff has seen some minor delays with the mass deployment. However, materials are en route and should cover the project in its entirety. The citizen portal aspect of the project, where citizens can go onto the internet on their phone and manage their account and manage usage, is anticipated to become available to our utility account holders in June. So that project is moving forward. The green sand filter replacement, this is going on at our water treatment plant, about 70% completed, and it's being reported that project is successful. The wastewater treatment plant upgrades, so the final startup for the upgrades will be completed by the end of the week, so we'll be looking to close that project out as well. Emailed you all late Friday afternoon that staff had submitted a grant application for approximately $226,000 to the Golden Leaf Foundation. The purpose of the grant is to seek funds to look at Site 6 that was identified by our feasibility study that was completed last summer. So the town is also looking at additional opportunities through the state, with resources being available through the Division of Public Safety. Again, just wanted to thank Mr. Horn, our Emergency Management Director. When we have events that cause flooding and impacts to our community, we're documenting those events, and documentation of those events help us in the long run apply, and really we're just trying to tell the story of the impacts that are going on. So we were able to do that, and I hope that we are successful in getting those funds. Next item is the RISE program. So I continue to represent the town for the regions innovating for stronger economies and environment, or acronym RISE. Specifically, leaders in the Cape Fear region have met to begin developing strategies for regional resilience. The group will be conducting a vulnerability assessment, gathering public input, holding workshops, et cetera, to better align strategies with the state. And again, just as a reminder, the RISE program covers everywhere from Pender down to southern Brunswick County. So this truly is a regional project. In somewhat contrast to that, the RCCP program, or Resilient Coastal Communities Program, the Topsail Island communities continue to work together through phases 1 and 2 of the program. A project portfolio has been developed by each town to be presented and prioritized through the Topsail Island Shoreline Protection Commission. Efforts of our Surf City Shoreline and Resiliency Committee, or what was formerly our Beach Nourishment Committee, help lead the way to develop the list of projects. A final ranking will take place after the next open house meeting, which we're anticipating being able to announce that very soon. And then we'll move forward with applying for the 3rd and 4th phase of the project, which will be to develop designs and seek construction funding for whatever that top prioritized project is. I continue to work with GFL on contract negotiations for solid waste. As we all know, the cost of doing business continues to escalate in everything that we do, whether that be a household, a business, or managing the town. There's no difference in that. So just wanted to let you know that, and we'll continue to work with GFL on that or go in a different direction. Since our last meeting, My Surf City is a very shameless plug here, which is the town's mobile application, has launched and is available on Android and Apple devices. We've received several service requests from citizens and have been able to address them while staying in contact with the requester. We really need folks to download the app so they can stay in the loop and have another opportunity to communicate with the town, and also, the town communicating with you as residents. So get on your Play Store or your Apple Store and get My Surf City downloaded. The upcoming fiscal year budget, departmental budgets were due last Friday, so those have been submitted. Finance Director and I will be meeting to review over the next 2 weeks. It remains our goal to present departmental budgets at your work session later this month. And each department head will come in and provide details on their specific departmental budget. Again, Chief Voorhees, just wanted to say that Mayor Medlin and I look forward to meeting with you and your Citizens Police Academy next Thursday to talk about the manager's role in the police department, as well as the elected officials' role in the police department. So we do look forward to participating in that, and I'm sure it'll be a good success. Staff has a kickoff meeting on Monday with our parks consultant on the new park project. So looking forward to getting that project moving forward. That'll be with the McAdams Group and the consulting firm that the town is going to move forward with. So this will be really our first step in moving forward to getting some construction plans together and getting busy working out there off J.H. Batts next to our existing community center. And then, again, I was just going to announce that the street sweep scheduled for April 9th. We'll get more details and get that out to the community. But again, building off the momentum back in December, we do look forward to a good, strong turnout and hopefully good weather for that. So, Mr. Mayor, I always available to answer any questions, so please let me know if you have any, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right. Mr. Jeremy.
Oh, you start with me tonight, huh?
Huh?
Start with me tonight, huh?
Yeah, starting with you tonight.
All right, well, my name is not Jimmy. It's Jeremy. I feel like my name is Jimmy. Obviously, congrats to all the people, Hunter, Kincaid, Chief Voorhees, what a great job you're doing. It's just it's just a 360. It's fantastic with what's happening, and I'm just super proud of you. Rick, I know you expressed some things about parking there. Don't think it's going to get fluffed off. I'm sure we'll have some discussion about that. Anytime a citizen says something, we definitely want to address that. And the last thing that I want to say is, as you can see, sometimes we don't agree up here on what goes on, but we are a united front, for sure. There's no doubt. And we're united in the back, both ways. Sometimes it's not how we want it, but at the end of the day, our goal is what makes Surf City work the best here, if that makes sense to y'all. And that's what my goal here is, to make sure we protect the sanctity of this city and how it runs, and we want to make sure we protect our citizens, and we want to keep health, wellness, and safety for all of you, and that's what's most important. So anyway, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Okay, Councilman Don.
I just thank everybody for coming. I know some of you were probably here for that Tiffany's thing, but Buddy's right. Whoever lives there, in the community behind it, please get with if you've got lawyers, please get with your lawyers and get these two connected and talking and get this accomplished, and get your whatever problems you have, get them settled so we can take this up at our April meeting and get it passed or not passed, so we can move on with this, and it'll give people more time. Chief Voorhees, I'm proud of you. I knew you'd do a good job. the officer that got Officer of the Year. I'm glad to see that, and I'm gonna tell you that Hunter at Lowe's is a very good asset to have. He is very good to the fire department. He's very good to the police department. Anytime that we've got a potential for a hurricane or some kind of problem, he's right there in the front wanting to help. And with other groups, he helps them tremendously too. He's a good manager of that store. I was there when it started, and it has grown tremendously. And he does a good job. And Mr. Tate, I'm glad to see you. Jimmy Tate, I'm glad to see you. Everybody remember that name, Jimmy Tate?
That's right.
And I just hope all of you, when is Easter's the 17th of April? I hope every one of you have a
He's not getting
great
any Easter candy. He's not getting any Easter candy at all.
That's
No-
all right. That's all right. But I hope you'll have a good weekend. It's supposed to be a good latter part of this week. I think it's supposed to be in 79s or 80s. And I hope every one of you have a good rest of the month. Thank you.
All right, he might have left a little bit of time for you, Teresa.
Maybe.
Be nice.
I am always. When I look at this group, I see residents that care about our community. I see employees that work here that care about where they work and where they live. I see Mr. Alan Sullivan, that's behind the mask back there.
I did not
That
even recognize him.
we still are very grateful for you donating this land to us and building this complex, assisting us with the land so that we could build this complex. It's always a pleasure to see you in town. Congrats to Officer Kincaid and to all the work in the police department. Everyone is noticing it. We're very grateful for the way things are running. One thing that I wanted to just make, I can't remember if Kyle made reference to it a while ago. Just want to, for our Soundside residents, for them to take notice and to pay attention to shellfish land leases. They're popping up and they're being applied for with these column structures that could affect your navigation around our local islands when we go out to kayak, canoe, just pull up to the island for the day. These leases are popping up in basically the north and south of us have stopped them. And we need to pay attention and not saying stop them altogether because we love oysters. And we all love oysters, but they are just like popping up and a lot of residents are like, why is this happening? And now they're talking about building platforms on these little houses on these land leases to help them with their harvesting. So that is something that we definitely need to pay attention to with your marine fisheries. Just wanted to make sure everybody knew about the expo Saturday. Was that mentioned earlier? The expo this Saturday at Parks and Rec Center. And then on the 27th of March, we are walking in Surf City across the bridge from the park, across the bridge and back to help stop suicide, bring awareness to suicide in our community. So we want to invite everyone to come out and walk that day. Hope the weather is beautiful for us to do so. That's it.
It's supposed to be pretty.
Well,
Hopefully have a
make
big
sure
crowd.
make sure it is.
Yep, I've tried. We'll put it on we'll put it in as an order. Okay, Mr. Buddy.
Thank you, Mayor. Y'all have heard some good comments from my colleagues up here tonight. Most of them have been positive. You know their heart's in the right place and they've got the best interest for Surf City and your community at heart. And that's great to hear from my colleagues, because we all feel that way. Mr. Tate. Jimmy Tate.
Yes, sir.
It is a pleasure for me to see you, and I worked with you when you were a former county commissioner. Looking forward to you to getting back on the county commissioner side. And you're living here with us now, so you understand our needs and our wants. You were great in helping us with our needs and our wants when you were on the board, and I know you'll continue to carry that forward, and I look forward to seeing you there. On another note, our department heads and their employees work very hard at looking at ways to get money to save us our tax dollars, so that we don't have to increase taxes and can provide great opportunities. And they do that through seeking grants, and some of them are matching grants, and some of them aren't. But they do add up and they do help, and I'm very thankful for that, for the leadership from the department heads and for the employees in those departments for doing as well. And to paraphrase something and to kind of mix it up a little bit, Ms. Batts mentioned Mr. Sullivan, and he has been so generous to the community. He's a generous fella overall. He's a very likable fella. Some of you may look at him and think he's kind of standoffish, but that's not his nature. He's genuinely concerned and is genuinely a good, great person and a great community example here in Surf City. The paraphrase I want to say that we all basically embody here in Surf City, and Mr. Sullivan is a great example of that, is you'll be familiar when I say it. It's not ask what the community can do for you, but what can you do for the community to make it better? And they've done that, and I thank you for that. And Mayor, with that, that's all I've got.
That it?
That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, since everybody else did, I'll say good to see you, Jimmy. Look forward to working with you for long. Okay? And, of course, we've got a good police department, and so if people don't do right, then we'll put the police department on you. I'm talking about you, yeah. But anyway, anyway, I appreciate all of you being here. And we did put somebody on the board tonight. And I know that all of you have been in the same predicament that we were in, because we had 5 people right here, and you know, it wouldn't have made a bit of difference, I don't think, if we think it does make a little bit of difference because we finally come down to 1, but I think we would have been very well off if any of the 5 people had ended up on the board.
Amen.
Because I have a lot of respect for all of them, and, you know, in fact, I'd made up my mind a couple of times, and then I kept getting it changed, so that's the way it goes. But anyway, congratulations to getting put on the board, and I know you'll work hard, because I know you've worked hard with the Parks and Rec. Also, like I said now, we've got a big summer coming up, so we're proud of it. We're going to work hard this summer. And I think our police department is ready for it. I think our fire department is ready for it. And they're getting their beach patrol ready for it. Right, Chief? And, I mean, we're growing in a lot of different ways and adding a lot of things to the town. But something I was thinking about, I don't know whether we could do this or not, but is figure out how much money our employees has brought into the town in grants. And then figure out how much how much taxes it would have costed to do that. And so that way you all will know how much you are saving by what our town employees are doing. And I mean, they work hard on these grants all the time. And we do appreciate it. But I think,
And generous citizens.
do what?
And generous citizens.
And generous citizens too. Yeah, that's just like, if we figure in the money that Mr. Sullivan, and, you know, half of the Sullivan is here. Now, the better half is not here. She didn't make it, right? Okay. But anyway, I mean, that was a big savings to the town right there. And each and every one of you saved that much in taxes for what the property that he gave us. And then the grant that we got from the state and all for the building, that saved tons of money. So, I mean, I would just love to be able to figure out something and say, all right, you were able to save, you know, 15 cents in taxes. And then if you know how you figure your taxes, that's on every $100 worth of your property, that's 15 cents. So multiply it times the value of your property, and that'll tell you how much you've saved. I'm not saying it's 15 cents, but I'm just saying if it was to be that. So I'd love to be, I know it might take a little while to do it, but I think that's something that we need to present to the town.
If we can go back from 2020 forward, I would be able to get that to you very soon.
Okay.
And I've got my trusty finance guy back
Yeah,
there.
yeah. The man in the blue shirt back there is gonna figure that out. I didn't say white shirt, I said blue shirt. But that's our finance man, and he does a fantastic job. Dave does a good job. He sure does. Okay, I reckon I need to quit talking, don't I? Is there anything else to come before the board? The lawyer, I always forget him. We're gonna have to put him ahead of
That's easy to do, Mayor.
the council.
The 2022 Municipal Attorneys Winter Conference is going to be held at the School of Government March 17th and 18th. I plan to attend. Hopefully I'll learn something that can be useful. And I would just ask that all of us keep Mayor Pro-Tem Fowler and his wife in our prayers. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, well, yours is very short today anyway.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is there anybody else I missed? Okay, do I have a motion?
So moved. Journal.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand. And we are through. Thank you.